Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to 10 Minutes of Astrology. Today, we are going to be talking about Mars in Scorpio from 2032 to 2033. Please remember to check my housekeeping in the comments. Let's get started. So, Mars goes into Scorpio approximately December 17th, 2032, towards the very end of this year, and at 3 degrees, it trines Saturn and Cancer. I like to start with Mars, which is action, war, determination, and work ethic. In Scorpio, it's more of the private investigator type because they like to lay low with their actions. They're very mindful, they're very watchful, they're very intentional. And Scorpio is an original ruler of Mars, so think like psyop type vibe where it is in a place that you don't know about. They're working in the background. This is also like IT type of work kind of mentality because they like working in the background, being the thing that you don't see but makes everything happen. The trine here to Saturn and Cancer, Saturn does not like being in Cancer, and it is trying to do the right thing in an emotional, nurturing way. So, in this way, we are acting and nurturing kind of the undertone relationships in our life, specifically with our family. Then we have a square to Jupiter in Aquarius at approximately 5 degrees. Jupiter is expanding the weird and random with Aquarius, with our friendships. And so this could be a time where you need to take a step back from your friends and from the quirky and just take stock. Because if you initiate or if you engage in this, it could become a much larger argument with your friend and with kind of the larger friend groups, your like worldwide. So, like, you may not want to post a whole lot or whatever during this time because it could blow up in a big way that Scorpio is not intending for. And with my Aquarius people, I would tell you to try and keep the weird and random kind of a little more tapered at this time, but that's like asking a fish not to swim. So, Scorpios are just going to have to be the ones to disengage here. Then we have a square to Pluto in Aquarius at approximately 14 degrees. And just a reminder, I don't talk about planets unless I've already discussed them in previous videos. The square here, so Pluto is transforming society at large. This square here is telling Scorpios all the hidden stuff, all the darkness, all the secrets, all of that stuff. You have to quit being shady because it's going to come to light very quickly in ways that you're not expecting. And I'm siding with Aquarius here because those deep darkness, secrets, and hidden things do need to be brought to light. There does need to be more transparency in the world, and that's what this is bringing. So, any Scorpios that have stuff that you're hiding away and you're keeping from people and you're trying not to discuss and all of that, all the things that you're working towards in the darkness, you're gonna pretty easily be thwarted in this moment and just be shown for who you are. And if you don't want that to happen, then go ahead now and start unveiling yourself, because if this comes up later, it's gonna come back up to bite you. And because you're in the wrong here, you trying to cover it back up and you trying to continue to hide more things and possibly even lie about it at this time. Pluto and Aquarius is saying the truth shall set you free. Now, I will say that Pluto is a ruler of Scorpio, so that's the only thing to kind of keep in mind, is that Pluto is going to default to wanting to side with Scorpio. So it could be that we're not actually uncovering the truth, we're uncovering what they want you to uncover. And so just be mindful that you may not be seeing the full picture here. We have an inconjunct then to Neptune in Aries at approximately 15 degrees. Now, this in conjunct does not bode well for Neptune or Mars because in conjuncts are very irritating. Now, this is a mild aspect. This is one of those you won't see it for a very extended period of time, but it will come up. And this is basically saying the undertones of things that you're working towards versus the almighty power of God and the hammer coming down spiritually. If you don't already feel the effects of the karma, this is if the things that have been brought to light haven't made you feel guilty or haven't made you change your ways, perhaps this spanking by God will. And all the same, Aries at this time, because Mars is a ruler of Aries, Neptune is not comfortable in Aries. So at this time, Aries, if you are acting like shady or trying to hide something, you may not want to do that, Aries people. You may want to avoid whatever situation this is or whatever interaction this is, because it's going to bring you down. It's going to bring you spiritually down. It's going to bring you down in several. This is like blackmailing territory. So Aries people, please be careful about anybody that could have blackmail on you. Then we have an opposition to Chiron in Taurus at approximately 21 degrees. This is your opportunity to decide whether you are going to work for yourself and work for these undertones and be this sly sketch person, or if you are going to try and heal your home and help your home and move forward in the things that you value and the things that matter in your life. So if you're in like a domestic violence situation, this is where the person perpetuating the violence can really take stock and say, do I need to be this person? Am I really acting this way? Do I really need to be this way? Or do I need to value and cherish the people in my life and my family and the things that I'm working hard to be comfortable in order to help heal my family and heal other, like, do you want to be the person that is this drunk alcoholic at night beating on your family? Or do you finally want to change your ways? This is a sort of come to Jesus moment. But at the same time, to me, it makes common sense. You want to heal your family, heal your values, heal all these things. You don't want to continue being a terrible person. But the person who is terrible may want to actively fall back on their old ways of doing things. So this is a moment in time where if you have that realization, take it seriously, because your values and things should matter and should help heal you. And if they're not, you got like, what are you doing? But okay. Then approximately February 2nd, 2033, we have exactly at 28 degrees because Uranus is retrograde in Gemini at this time. And because it retrogrades back to 27 degrees while Mars is moving forward and is going to be hitting 28. So they only very briefly overlap at 28 degrees. And this is a very good kind of closing out degree. And this is where Uranus in Gemini, which has been all over now this is retrograde. It was just in Cancer. It's going through a retrograde period and then it's going to go back into Cancer. So this is another moment to bring up kind of this trauma that Uranus in Gemini has been creating. And because it is I didn't write down the aspect. That's an in conjunct though. Because this is in conjunct, this is basically saying to the people that are bad sketch, keep it in the dark, and they're actively trying to work towards getting all of their ducks in a row secretively. And Uranus and Gemini is like, come on, what you got? They're mentally, and I do like Geminis and Scorpios together because Scorpio is a higher octave of Gemini, but the chaos can, completely shift out anybody left that is very immoral. And so I like this alignment just to, finish weeding out the bad here. And Mars in Scorpio is actively like, no, keep it quiet. Stop talking. Stop bringing it. And Gemini is gabbermouth. Gabby. Talk. So this would be like the people that snitch and the people that finally speak up and say something. Mars in Scorpio is not okay with this. And all the same, Uranus and Gemini is like, no, we're going to put this out in the open. So, Scorpios, just be prepared. All of this silent, shady stuff that you can be doing, how much is it worth your freedom and your peace of mind here? Because it's going to help you more if you just kind of own it. Now, I will say Geminis can also be in the wrong, because it doesn't need to be all that sometimes. Sometimes you really are too much. You can tone it back. We don't want all the trauma, the mental trauma here. Scorpio has probably already gone through enough psychosis that this isn't fully necessary. So for the Gemini and air people, I want you to tone back. You're jumping on. And all the same, they're like, no, they were wrong. You're not wrong. And Mars in Scorpio also needs to be more forthcoming and more honest, especially with themselves. Then Mars goes into Sagittarius approximately February 6, 2033. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, fam. Much love. Remember to press the buttons!